So guys, we're entering the home stretch on the 2014 Forester project car. We are basically done with the car and ready to post it for sale. Just a few more loose ends to tie up before we actually post this car for sale. We've got one more rear wheel bearing hub assembly to install, which we'll be doing today. I just replaced spark plugs and the cam cover gaskets yesterday. We'll look at that and address some of the things still to do with buttoning up and finishing that job. And just gonna go over the car and look back at things we've done already and maybe talk about some cost breakdown on what we've invested in the car and what we could potentially sell it for. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Also, just picked up a new bass boat. If you guys are interested in seeing the restoration of this boat on the channel, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, it's gonna go on my second YouTube channel. So guys, in one of the more recent videos, we outfitted this car and updated it with some Subaru genuine accessories, the sport grille, the air deflector for the side windows, and the moonroof. We put the roof rails or roof crossbars on and a couple other knickknacks here and there. We also upgraded and put a set of Touring XT wheels on the car and brand new Michelin tires. But other than that, we haven't done much cosmetically other than clean up the disgusting interior. Got lots of stains out of the seats. They're still not perfect, but they're as good probably as the cloth interior is going to get with it being so lightly colored. Now, as I said yesterday, I did spark plug replacement. I did cam cover replacement. We have already covered these repairs, so I did not want to go in depth with another video on how to do it. I will link in the top corner of the video the spark plug change on a Crosstrek, and I believe we did the cam covers and spark plugs on the 2015 Outback, which will be the exact same process as it was on this Forester. You just have a little bit more room, I believe, between the frame rails on the Forester than the Outback. Got some more cleaning to do here around where the battery was. Just cleaned up the battery, had lots of gunk and grime on it, so we need to finish cleaning this up. As we see, nice clean cam covers there. Also cleaned up all the spilled oil around the oil filler, all over the front timing chain cover where it had been running down. And probably can't see too well because of the airbox in the way, but got the passenger side done as well. Now with these, as the other F-Series engines, you have to put some RTV silicone on the edges of the molded gasket, and that has to cure for 24 hours before going back into service. Did it yesterday. We're well and good, ready to run the engine without any issues. Also did a lot of cleaning here on the frame rail where spilled oil had built up. Also some here on this AC line, I assume from it leaking down, hitting the fans, and the fans blowing it back. Now underneath, we still have quite a bit of cleanup to do on our frame rail or cross member, because when you take off those cam covers, oil leaks out of the back corner of the cylinder heads and it runs down the cross member. So we got to clean the cross member up on both sides and throw away our old gaskets and dump that little residual oil before we button things back up. A little tech tip for you guys if you're going to do this. It is much easier to get in here and clean the passenger side cam cover mating surface if you remove the inner fender liner. So just a little tip there. Much easier to get at because the way the exhaust wraps around over here, it blocks you. So take that inner fender liner out and you can get way more access in there. So while we're in here and got the splash shield down, the splash shield was cracked, broken, and warped in several areas, and for 80 bucks from SubaruPartsDeals.com, I went ahead and purchased a replacement to put in once we're done cleaning up everything under there. Also gonna go ahead and do an oil change. Have not changed the oil since I got this car, so I don't know how many miles is on the current oil change, but waited to do it after doing these cam covers, because in the process of cleaning up that silicone, it's almost 100% impossible to ensure that no foreign debris falls into the engine. So always good to go ahead and take a blow nozzle, which I did, blow all the dirt any little particulates of that scraped off silicone out of the cylinder head, but you're not guaranteed to get it all out. So we're gonna run the engine for a little bit, circulate some stuff, and then flush out with a engine oil and filter replacement, hopefully to get the rest of the contaminants, whatever else ended up inside the cylinder heads, out of the engine. And then we're gonna go ahead and put that wheel hub bearing assembly on here, and we're basically done. We might change the brake fluid. It is dark. I do need to do that on the Outback as well. And now real quickly, while I'm on the side where the door's unlocked, I can show you the interior. Now that we went through and used some upholstery cleaner and a little power scrubbing brush, and it's still stained, but it smells better than what it was when I first got the car. I'll try to put some still images in so you can see just how bad this thing was inside, but it did clean up fairly well for the age and the mileage. So guys, it's a good thing we went ahead and did the cam cover gasket replacement on this engine, because 3 of the 4 spark plug tube seals had failed and oil had gotten in around the ignition coils and spark plugs. We weren't having a misfire issue like the 2015 Outback, but it was pretty bad. 2 and 4 had oil in them. 1 was full of oil. When I pulled the coil out, it literally leaked out the cylinder head, and 3 was dry. So 3 of 4 had failed. So goes to show you guys, just because your cam cover gaskets are not leaking oil externally doesn't mean everything is great. You want to pull those ignition coils and make sure there's no oil on them, make sure there's no wetness in there, because they can fail sometimes before they leak externally. So guys, here's a look at those spark plugs. This is cylinder 3 and 1 and cylinder 2 and 4. And I've got this neat little new tool, spark plug tester. So let's pop these in here and see what they look like. I don't know if the camera will even be able to pick this up or not, but so cylinder 4 definitely has better fire than cylinder 2. And now we'll look at cylinder 3 and 1. Both of them look about even as far as the fire is concerned. Just a neat little something or another. I think it was about 30 bucks on Amazon. I'll try to leave a link in the description if any of you are interested in picking it up. So guys, here's our passenger side cam cover. As you can see, there's oil on the cross member over here, and it ran down on the exhaust, but that'll burn off. Ran down the sway bar and down that cross member. So we need to spray that off with brake parts cleaner and wipe that down before we get under here and put our splash shield back up. And here's on the other side. You can see where that's run down. And we need to throw away and remove that disgusting drain valve there and put a proper drain plug back in the oil pan. So first start up after the cam covers and the spark plugs. Gonna let it get up to temperature and do the oil change now. Now time to deal with that stupid drain valve. For the junk pile. For the love of God, stop putting your oil filters on so daggum tight. Shouldn't have to crush the side with a pair of pliers just to get an oil filter off. First install of Indonesian Tokyo Roki. That's it, guys. Don't crank them down. Not needed. And a proper drain plug and crush washer. And now we gotta do is put some oil back in her. And like I said, I don't know how long it's been since this oil was changed because there's no sticker or anything, but I'd say it's been a while. What do you guys think? And we got our new plastic under tray, splash shield under here. Looking much better, much nicer, no longer torn up or bowed up or bent up. So guys, looks like we're running low on time and low on daylight for this video. We're gonna have to cover that wheel hub bearing assembly in a future video, as well as the final video for the Forester with cost breakdown of cost invested plus what we might make in profit selling the car. So stay tuned for that future video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all in the next one.